Monday. It is April 6th, and we are in our second week of April. And when I think of April, I think of the spring, and I think of bunnies, and I think of chickies and flowers. So I wanted to bring my little friend here today. This is Betty Bunny. She is very shy. She doesn't talk very much, but she wanted to be here and be a part of our lesson today as I introduce our brand new unit, which is Unit 9 for Benchmark, and it is on needs and wants. So we're going to be learning a lot about those topics, and I'm going to begin with our unit opener right now. So here it's titled Meeting Our Needs and Wants.
9. Meeting our needs and wants. Essential question. Why do we make choices? Need. Need. Want. Want.
So here is a short video I'm just going to play for you.
Our needs and wants. All people need certain things. A need is something you must have to survive. People need food, clothing, and a place to live. A want is something you would like to have, but do not need to live. People often want more than they need. They must think about how important things are and how much they cost. Why do we make choices?
So that's what I want you to think about is why do we make choices? And that is what we're going to be discussing throughout this unit. So I know that you do not have your shared reading book for Unit 9, but we're going to continue doing shared reading lessons together. And before we start this, I want to discuss a little bit more about the um, unit opener. So I'm going to go back to this so that we can take a look here. Meeting our needs and wants. In this unit, we're going to explore the things we need and the things that we want. Look at these photos. The first two photos show things that we need. Why do we need food and clothing? The next two photos show things that we want. We might want a kitten or a bike, but we do not need them to live. Each day, we choose things that we need and things that we want. When I think about making choices, I have many questions. Why do I need some things and want other things? Think about that question and try to answer it out loud. Why is it important to make choices? Think about the choices you make every day. What am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to wear? What am I going to do first? Am I going to eat breakfast and then brush my teeth? So these are all choices that we make each day. Some people make more choices in the morning and throughout the day than others. All right, now we're going to turn to our shared reading lesson. So our first shared reading lesson is titled People Who Help Us. So I'm going to read through this and I want you just to follow along with me. Before I begin, notice we have a comma there, which means we're going to pause. I think I'm going to go ahead and circle that right now so we have it in our notes and remind us to pause. Over here we have a period. I know you're unable to do this because you don't have your workbooks, but you're going to just do this with me. Okay? Perfect. Okay. Now, going back. So now we're going to read through it and we're going to pause at the commas and stop at the periods. Police officers and mail carriers meet our needs, but they do it in different ways. If there is a problem, the police move quickly to help people. Mail carriers deliver mail to each mailbox. So here we have a picture of the police officer. Here we have the picture of the mail carrier. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions and I want you just to think about those. How do police officers help us? We can see over here on the second page, if there's a problem, the police move quickly to help us. So I'm going to underline,
Problem.
whoops, and I don't want to highlight
Problem.
that. Oops, I highlighted it on accident. Sorry about that, boys and girls, because we don't highlight that. So I am going to erase it right now. Oops, it's not letting me erase. Oh, well, that's okay. We'll just leave that one highlighted this one time. I'm going to take my pencil and I was going to underline it. There we go. So if there's a problem, then a police officer comes and helps us. So that's one of the ways that the police help us. Why do we need mail carriers? What do mail carriers do? If you guessed that they deliver mail right here to each mailbox, then you have the correct answer. Last, why might you want a mail carrier to bring you, what might you want a mail carrier to bring to you? So it's fun to get mail in the mail, and it's also fun to get packages. Sometimes we get packages through the mail. So we're going to go back here and take a look at over here where it talks about the police. And we're going to be focusing on the main idea of this reading. So we're going to be looking at the details about police officers. I want to find the details that tell about people who help us. So I'm going to read the first sentence. First, I read that police officers are one group of people who help us. So we can underline the word police officers. So I'm going to do that right here, police officers, oops, because that's one key detail. And that's what we're focusing on here. I'm going to go ahead and circle the police officer. And I'm going to put a 1 right here and a 1 right here because it talks about the police officer. The next detail talks about our mail carrier. So I'm going to underline that over here, and I'm going to put a number 2 over here because that is our next second key detail. And then down here where our mail carrier is delivering the mail, I'm going to circle and put a number 2. Whoops, switch pages on me. Sorry about that. I lost my pencil. Okay, I got to come back over here and put a number 2. Okay. All right, so these are 2 key details in going through our shared reading. And also a very important part is the mailbox. Now I accidentally erased or covered up. I think I'm going to hit the eraser. Grab my eraser and see if I can erase this. Okay. All right. What I was focusing on now is our letter X in mailbox. And later in our phonics, you are going to be learning about this letter today, the letter X. So I just wanted to circle that for you. It's not very often we see X in words. Down here at the bottom, it says circle the word that begins with Q. So we're going to do that next. We're going to look and see, where do we see Q? Ah, here it is, for quickly. And I'm just going to circle the word quickly and write 1 because that's the only word that begins with Q. And then next we're going to highlight, and it looks like I got ways highlighted too there by accident. Sorry about that, don't mean to confuse you. So I'm going to take my highlighter and we're going to come over. We're going to highlight all of our sight words. And we're going to highlight and right here. And in. And let's go ahead and highlight it. Oops. Next to it. And the, and I believe that's it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sight words today. So that's what we're going to be writing down below. And you can do this on a separate piece of paper, boys and girls. You can practice writing down these sight words. So I'm going to write them now with you. A, N, D, and you can just do this out loud. It, in, and the. And that will be it. Now, what I do want to point out to you is there is one more, and that is going to be the sight word you're going to learn today in our phonics lesson. And that's right here, the word to. And that's what they show you down here, the word to. So we're going to go ahead now and add that to our list down here. A lot of you already know that sight word. The word is to. All right, and that pretty much concludes our shared reading lesson for today. And I'm just going to come back and wish you a very happy Monday. And I will be coming back with another couple of videos later on today. And I hope you have a very happy Monday. Bye-bye.